What's up, guys? Hey, it's Jeff Marconette Jr., your award-winning international Make Every Second Count speaker, back here tonight with the fifth and final lesson of the 5 lessons I learned from my near-death experience. So, the fifth lesson is simply I learned that I could make every second count, and so can everyone else. It's really not that hard if you follow the first 4 points. Hi, Jeannie, good to see you. So the first 4 points, again, I'm going to recap for a minute, is before my accident, I had all these abilities that I took for granted. And no, I'm not talking abilities like baseball, basketball, soccer, football. I'm not talking abilities like that. I'm talking abilities like the use of your arms, the use of your legs, the ability to sit up straight, the ability to actually hold your head up on its own, the ability to walk, to talk, to eat, to drink, all those abilities that are taken so much for granted. And you really shouldn't take things for granted, because if you don't, that'll help you make every second count. The second thing was I always wanted more in life. Like, I lived in a nice house with my parents, and it was great. And they drove nice cars. Like, they weren't clunker cars. They didn't break down every time we wanted to go to the gas station. And I lived in a great neighborhood. But for some reason, I always wanted things like a bigger house, a fancier car with TVs in it, and I wanted to live in a better neighborhood. But you see, I wasn't thankful for what I already had. And that's how many people are these days. They're not thankful for what they have. So, my second point was I noticed I wanted more of everything, but I needed to be grateful for the things that I already had. The third thing that I learned was life is a precious gift, and we should not take it for granted, because it can be over in the blink of an eye. I mean, seriously, blink of an eye. Look, I had a friend that was really smart. He was going to change the world. His name was Brett, and he was going to a fancy university, and he was really smart, and he was probably one of the top students, and he was going to be some kind of engineer, and it was going to be amazing because he had nothing standing in his way. He was going to change the world, no doubt. But he was in a car accident as a passenger, and he didn't make it. So now I am living for him, for the life that he didn't get to live. So that's really big. Life is precious, and it should be celebrated. We have birthday parties, anniversary parties, New Year's Eve parties, holiday parties, Easter parties, all kinds of things. But we don't have parties like life parties, just a celebration of your life in a party. I think that's something we should do. And then the fourth point was you can never, ever, ever, ever take anything for granted. Oh, you can never, ever, ever, ever quit on yourself. Look, if I would have quit on myself after my accident, I would still be in a wheelchair right now. I would still be being pushed around in a wheelchair right now. Not up, not walking, not talking, not using my arms. If I had given up, I would still be just sitting in a wheelchair, mad at the world. But guess what? I didn't give up. And you can never, ever, ever, ever give up on yourself. And remember, you can make every second count because I have done it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. Look, I know right now, I know something about you. There's greatness within you. And it wants out, but you have to locate it first. You have to give it permission to leave your body. You have to give it permission to come to fruition. So I want you to remember these 4 lessons that I learned. And next week I will be back doing another series on ways you can make every second count, additional ways you can make every second count. And I want you to do me a favor this week. I want you to remember one thing. You have to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when the seconds are going to run out on your one life. Hey, until next week, I'll see you later.